I would imagine there were several people that did that. You know, I would think there was during that era maybe there was a pretty good demand for conversion kits or something like that.
Oh, it was, and even my grandmother's house got converted, and she had started out as coal, and she had a house that was right when Thief River Falls was founded, and it was all coal furnace in it to start with, then it was converted to fuel oil, and then it was converted to natural gas. I mean, that furnace was 100 years old.
And it was heavy as all get out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, morning guys, KB0WLT.
WK0B.
NI0K?
Jeepers. Look what's all coming out of the woodwork there, Gary.
Your stories are doing so good, I was just relating to them.
You've been there, done that, huh, Gene?
Yeah, we had one of those big octopus furnaces, man. And when coal came from Robertson Lumber Company with a dump truck. A lot of mess, and they dumped it in the window, you know.
Dumped it down a window?
Yeah, on a chute.
Yeah, what kind of coal was that, Gene?
You know, I don't remember. I know he got it from Robertson. They used to be over there where the Ace is now. And they brought a dump truck over with a ramp on it. But, yeah, I don't know where it came from.
It was black, right?
Boy, was it black.
Yeah, there you go.
And so was the driver when he got done working for the day.
Yeah, and Dad had a little shop down there, and the whole thing was just covered with black dust.
Isn't coal great?
Yeah, KG0CE.
NI0K.
N7QJP.
KB0WLT.
WK0B, Monoman County.
Clear your throat, Greg.
I'm trying. I haven't had enough coffee yet.
Oh, hey guys, John just checked in.
How could you tell?
It's his trademark signature audio.
Oh, yeah. He must be on the effing flex.
Apparently so.
Hey, did I have fun in that contest, Greg?
I looked for you, John. I never did see you anywhere.
I was on 160 the whole time.
Yeah, of course. But what I would do is I'd start out at the bottom of the band and just kind of work my way up. And when I saw somebody I wanted to work, I worked them.
Oh, you worked a contest?
Oh, no, not really. I maybe made a half a dozen contacts. If it was somebody I knew or DX, I would try to work them.
Did you work K0MD?
Yes. I worked Larry, PR. I worked Mike, BTT. There's a few others. I worked Hawaii. I worked Caymans, Prince Edward Island.
Yeah, I got all those. I tell you, I was amazed at how the time I spent practicing CW really made my code better. And I haven't done any practice sessions in probably a week, but still I could tell I was better.
Well, John, I think what you're going to find out, the older you get, the longer it takes for your practice sessions to take effect.
Sure, there he is, making fun of me being an old man again.
No, John, I said as you age. Now, John, you just can't assume that I meant something other than what I did.
Well, you know what they say when you assume something.
Yeah, I know what they say, Ken. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Ken.
Good morning, Ken.
Morning, Ken.
Good morning, K0BLS.
You have the day off, Ken?
No, I Normally I work Monday through Friday, 8 to 4, but or 8 to 4:30. But I'll be heading in here shortly.
How come? Short-handed?
Something like that.
Okay.
Someone has a funeral today, and no one else wanted to cover their shift, so I figured I'd go in.
Careful of your back.
A funeral on Sunday. That's a little unusual.
Not really.
Oh, okay.
Was that law enforcement officer?
I'm not 100% sure. There's been a few deaths over the week here.
Roger that.
The law enforcement guy was on Saturday.
There was a fella working at Lucan's when I was there the other day, and his name is Newton, and I was intrigued by it. We had a nice chat.
Fig Newton?
No.
There was a girl went through the elementary named Jody Newton, and I used to call her Fig. Oh, she didn't like that.
I have a liking for people with red hair. I just think it's neat. And anyway, young people with red hair, I always want to call them red, but I refrain because some of them are very self-conscious about that.
Just call them Carrot Top.
No, that's probably not good either.
Ask them if they're of Scottish extraction.
The old closed-up Red Lobster in Grand Forks is flooding.
Why?
The water line broke, and it's flooded.
They're probably gonna start growing lobster there. They could.
I thought that one closed up.
Fill up. Well, time to get a second cup of coffee here. Back in a few. N7QJP. You got
Hey, John.
the wood stove too.
Yeah, Greg.
With N1MM, have you ever had to add a contest?
Oh, I think so. But it's been a long time.
That was a very, very difficult task for me to do. I had done it before because the SST and the MST are not in their selection list, so you have to add it. Oh man, I finally had to go to YouTube and watch a video on how to do it. The instructions on N1MM's webpage were just terrible.
There's the first time I have ever found N1MM to be lacking. They didn't update the overlay categories for the ARRL 160 contest.
Oh, yeah.
So I put in a ticket.
Good for you. I'll be waiting with bated breath to see the results of your input.
What, you're chewing on worms?
No. Chocolate.
And when I worked at Gander, the heat was controlled remotely from the main office in St. Paul. And when you put in a ticket, it was called a heat ticket. You know, for everything, it had to be addressed right away. And So they put in heat tickets complaining about the heat not being right.
Did they see results?
They they put in so many complaints from Bemidji's store not being at the right temperature that they told them they couldn't do that anymore. They didn't fix the problem. They just said quit doing the heat tickets.
Oh man.
Kind of like calling 911 about somebody wrecking your mailbox.
I've done that. I suppose I told you that story, huh, John?
Yeah.
How are things in the Johnson household?
Oh, we're kind of surviving.
Okay.
I got up about 10 to 6 this morning and came down here, but I'm getting hungry already for breakfast.
I'm already fed and watered, ready to face the day.
3 chickens worked all day just for you.
You know, Gary, I got up at about 10 to 5.
Did you hear us talking to Dan on the radio?
No.
NI0K.
KG0CE.
WK0B.
K0BLD.
Which radio, Gary?
The 2-meter local repeater.
Kilowatt 0 Sierra Foxtrot.
That means you have to turn on your computer, Gary.
Hey, I've got it up and running.
Attaboy.
I was looking at inews.tv. I got to check that every morning.
The tubes are blue.
That's the mercury vapor that actually forms a diode.
Ah, okay.
That is the coolest color. I don't think this picture does it justice, but if Lee was in here, he'd tell you a lot about 866s. Mercury vapor rectifiers, I don't know. I just think they're fascinating. And I'm sure there's a ton of stuff on YouTube or the internet about it. Hey!
Lots of technical stuff on this page. Boy, what a lovely day yesterday, huh?
Oh, man, was it beautiful.
We had 38 degrees over here.
We hit 40.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I think we were about 42 here.
Lake effect?
I don't know.
But it's melting my built-up ice road I had made for my driveway, and now it's getting down in the mud again.
Well, hang in there, Z. It's supposed to rain today.
Yeah, it's supposed to snow later, too, before 9 p.m.
Yep.
So, Greg,
Yeah?
did your 7-year-old great niece do a sleepover, or was it just a day trip?
No, just a partial day trip.
Okie doke. All go well?
Oh, yeah.
Ah, that's good.
Did you take her out to the shooting range and let her touch off some high power handgun rounds?
No, I refrained from that.
Aren't you supposed to corrupt little children?
Not that little.
I was going to say something. I thought better of it.
Discretion is the better part of valor, they say. Oh, you're a little flat. Come up just a little bit. There you go. I'm impressed.
The only thing more annoying is a harmonica.
Yeah, you know what they call a harmonica in a new suit?
No.
He's the guy at the funeral.
Oh, bagpipes.
Yeah, they're bad too.
Oboes.
I like bagpipes.
Well, fine. And you probably like lutefisk too.
No.
Hey, Dan,
What's that?
you know what they call a band with two harmonica players?
No.
Useless. You know how to get a harmonica player out of your hair?
No.
Give them some sheet music and tell them to follow along.
Yeah, is that a thing where you can't really follow sheet music?
Most harmonica players play fill, you know, where they know riffs. They don't need sheet music.
You know, harmonica players do two things:
Name them.
suck and blow.
And
Yeah.
John, to answer your question, yes, I was bored.
Yeah. Your job is extreme boredom surrounded by panic and boredom. Oh, not panic and boredom. Panic and crises.
Dan?
I thought that mousetrap was funny how that they would catch the mouse and they'd give it a spanking before it executed it medieval style.
Hey, Dan.
Yeah.
Are you called a dispatcher or a telecommunications officer?
A little of both. It's so on some of the stuff they call it communications officer, and then other stuff they call it telecommunicator 2.
In the local paper, there's always a bunch of ads. Polk County's got a big one, and they're looking for a sheriff's office is looking for a telecommunications officer.
Yeah, we actually had one of ours go to Polk, and I think she made a little bit better money there, but now she's not happy there. She's going to be signing up with the Grand Forks PD, I think.
Uh-huh.
I'm in a lot of dispatcher Facebook groups, and it's amazing how little some regions pay for this type of stuff, too.
Same thing for people that work on ambulance crews.
We have a big turmoil going on here, you know, with our local hospital.
What's that?
Well, they're affiliated with Essentia, and Essentia is making them mad. They're changing, they're dropping some services they've provided. One of them is, trying to think of the proper term, but baby delivery. They won't do it. So they've had a several month battle here with Essentia, and finally in the local paper this week they came out where Foston is terminating their contract with Essentia, and Essentia says they can't do it. So it's going to be fun watching this play out.
I'll be darned.
Greg, what's the one business they won't do?
Delivering babies.
Okay, yeah.
Obstetrics? Is that what they call that?
That's exactly the wrong spot. So yeah, that's kind of a good one to do.
Oh, we were doubling there, Dan. I think it's called obstetrics, isn't it?
Yeah.
So what did you say?
No, I just said that's a good business for them to have is labor and delivery.
Well, the problem with it, according to sources that I've heard, is that the doctors don't want to do it because it's in a small hospital. There's too many ways that things can go in the tank, so to speak, and there aren't enough qualified doctors that can do it, apparently. It doesn't seem to make a lot of sense to me, but that's what I've read.
Yeah, I suppose there's something there. We have it here occasionally. Sanford will call us and say, yeah, we're in bypass mode or whatever for labor and delivery. So if anybody's having a baby, they can't come here. And they've done the same for strokes.
N-I-0-K.
So where do you take them?
0CE.
And 7 QJP.
WK0B?
The AB0, yeah, they'd have to go to Fargo or, I don't know, Grand Rapids or Minneapolis or something.
Park Rapids?
We're
Yeah,
becoming a third world country.
Yeah, you know, what kind of surprises me regarding our health care, you know that guy, that Minnesota guy that got shot in New York City, there's apparently all kinds of stuff out there on social media about how they don't feel sorry for the guy.
He had developed an AI computer deal to say no to any procedure that came in automatically.
Oh, man. Yeah, that was one of the complaints, the denial of services.
My brother-in-law was fighting that.
Did you see the other thing regarding healthcare?
Which was that, Ken?
That certain insurance companies won't pay any more on anesthesia if it goes past a certain time.
Really?
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah, they said if they determine that a surgery with anesthesia should take a certain amount of time, if it extends past that, then they're not going to pay for it.
So the operating crew's got a bottle of Jim Beam hooked up to an IV drip?
Nah, I don't know. It it doesn't seem very correct to me, but yeah, no, I mean they won't pick up that extra time, and that leaves it on the patient's responsibility.
We had another one where a guy had cancer and the doctor wanted him to have another CAT scan, and the insurance kept saying, no, it's not medically necessary. And they tried like 4 times.
Yeah, just roll over and die, get it over with.
Yeah, I kind of fight something like that every time I go in.
So what's the answer to that stuff?
I don't know, John.
Well, you know, with moving to Canada is going off the table because the U.S. is going to annex Canada.
Yeah, Canada doesn't want most of these people that are head their way anyway, or are talking about it. If you were head of immigration for Canada, would you let Whoopi Goldberg in?
She went to London, not Canada. Jeepers.
If I was going to go somewhere, I think New Zealand would be a nice place to go.
You know,
They probably wouldn't let you in. They
You have to bring a couple thousand sheep with you.
immigration
They let you in then.
laws, requirements, rules, regs, whatever word you want to use.
Double, triple.
John, just bring 2,000 sheep with you. They'll let you in.
So you're saying I got to feel sheepish?
Yeah, very sheepish.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of stories about people and sheep, and we're just going to leave that one lie.
Yeah, don't go there.
There are a lot of volcanoes and earthquakes in New Zealand.
It's pretty though.
do you see the new rules for HF?
Leave your guns here, John, because you won't get them in.
Yeah, the FCC sent out a memo. I guess now on HF, instead of a swear jar, they're going to have a double jar. Anytime you double with somebody, you got to put $5 in there. So, you know,
What
some of
the
you
heck
characters
is
on
he
this
talking
frequency, you're
about?
going to have to take out a second
He
mortgage.
just babbles.
Hence the net name.
We double.
He babbles all the time.
What a babbler.
Oh my!
Do you know what they call a public water fountain in Great Britain?
A trough?
A bubbler.
A bubbler.
I'm gonna go get some breakfast. Be back in a bit.
Gary, you know, you can't have cereal, you know.
Oh, I've got to. I got milk, fresh milk yesterday.
And make some oatmeal. The cereal's killing us.
Are you sure?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. You wait and see when RFK gets in there. The cereal industry is going to be stood on its head.
Are you saying it's a serial killer?
Yeah, the cereal is a killer. It's so full of chemicals, Gary, that in Europe has laws against putting these same chemicals that's in our cereal in their cereal. They can't do it.
Those chemicals are delicious.
Better eating through chemistry.
Well, it'll last on the shelf for 10 years.
Cheese whiz.
Eat something else, Gary. Put those cereal Cheerios or whatever you have down the toilet.
Oh, no.
Okay.
No, you do not want them in your septic tank.
Learn to eat eggs, Gary.
Oh no, too much cholesterol.
Ah, no, I'm wife's tale. That's like salt. In one year, salt's good for you. 10 years later, it's bad for you. 10 years later, it's okay.
Oh, do you know they can't call Pringles potato chips?
Why?
They're not actually made out of like a regular potato. It's some type of paste.
There you go.
Dan 9FD. Anybody hear this?
Sure, go ahead, Bill.
You guys are talking so fast I can't get in here.
Yeah, that happens a lot here, Bill.
Anyways, hey John.
I'll fill in for John. What, Bill?
Where'd he go?
I'll fill in for him. What, Bill?
Okay. No, I just was gonna be. He said something about water fountains somewhere, and I said they call them bubblers. I mean, I remember always calling them bubblers ever since I was a little kid.
Do you have ties to Great Britain?
Negative.
Huh.
We always they had them all over on the north side and on the south side of La Crosse, and in public water fountains or whatever. But when we were kids, we always called them bubblers. Let's go up to the bubbler.
Must be a regional thing.
Talk about bubbler, and look who comes out of the woodwork.
Yep. Well, that's the same thing as people calling it soda or pop.
Or Coke.
Yeah.
where I grew up.
Call everything Coke.
Yeah, that's the way it was when I was a kid.
We watch a lot of stuff on BritBox. Man, you hear all kinds of words for different things on BritBox.
We share a language and we can't communicate.
What is a bread box?
Brit, like Britain, BritBox, streaming service.
Oh, okay. My wife watches that a lot.
Oh, we've been watching this one series called Silent Witness. It has 28 seasons.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's quite a few good shows on there.
Oh, heavens, yes.
Where back when I was working at the plant in my work group, there was 10, 12 of us in the work group, and we had one guy from Vietnam, one guy from India, two guys from England, one guy, well, he wasn't from Mexico, but his parents were, so he was definitely Hispanic, and then there was me, but it was interesting because there was always word exchanges, and we got pretty good. I don't remember half of them now, but there was pretty good snarky comments could be made with certain words, indigenous words to a country that had absolutely no meaning in the U.S. but were quite insulting if you were from that country. So yeah, it was always a comical.
Yeah, another thing you hear on this BritBox is when they pronounce certain words, they put the emphasis on a different syllable than we do.
The emphasis on is on a different syllable, N-I-0-K.
Yeah, that's similar, John.
KG0 Charlie Echo.
AB0
And 9FDE.
WK0B.
And 7 QJP.
K0BLS.
KV0WLT.
Ah, we got that through again.
Gary, I thought you went to go eat.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Greg said I couldn't have cereal, so I grabbed a Boost energy drink and brought it down the basement.
So I got a question for you, Gary.
Yeah.
I got my side-by-side out yesterday, and I started it up, and I drove it a little bit around the yard, and it's got a water temperature gauge, and it was maybe 140 degrees or so, and I drove it down the road to my neighbor's, and as soon as I started to get up a little speed, the check engine light came on, and it went into limp mode, and so I would slow down, stop the vehicle, and let it return to idle, and that light would go off, and then rinse and repeat. And after it warmed up completely, it didn't do that anymore.
I'll be darned, but you had to be moving before it would do it?
Yeah.
I wonder if there's like a wheel speed sensor or something that got froze up.
Yeah, I'm wondering if maybe it wasn't a bad TPS.
Yeah, you never know until you run the codes.
Tire pressure sensor?
Throttle position sensor.
Yeah, well, it doesn't have an OBD2 connector like in a car.
Toilet paper spinner.
Well, you probably got to cycle a key on and off 6 times or some goofy thing, and then it'll start flashing. Then you got to count the flashes and look it up.
There we go, RTFM.
What's your question, Ken?
Well, how does this microphone sound?
Good.
Yeah, you want to know what it is?
Sure.
It's that Silver Eagle.
Yeah. Amplified?
Technically it should be, but I'm not sure if it is or not.
Has it got a button or a switch on it?
Well, it's got the battery with the adjustable thing down at the bottom, but no, I did some work with this thing and cleaned the contacts and hooked it up to the radio onto the monitor so I could kind of hear what it's doing, and I think it's okay.
A firm go with it.
No, I think it sounds awesome.
It's got a an interesting sound when he dekeys.
Yeah, but that's D104.
They all do that?
Yep.
Well, I'm going to wait until they come out with a D105 or an E105.
Yeah, what's it sound like when you dekey?
Just a little bit of a clicky thump.
It's kind of like the latch of a door.
Or you're smacking your lips.
Someone slapped you across the face.
Cool.
You got that real CB sound.
Well, now I just got to add one of those, what do they call them, the voice toys or whatever they're called.
Roger beep.
So you can put an echo box on it and a Roger beep.
Well, I mean, I can just make the beep sound myself. Beep.
Try operating box and see if we still hear it.
In order to do that with a D104, though, you gotta move that band up and key the microphone up so it's always keyed, and then your battery goes dead all the time.
Oh yeah, I forgot that.
Is it the Silver Eagle?
Yep, that's what it is.
So that's the one that's got the actual eagles imprinted on the back of the head?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
So has it got the key on the base and the key on the side?
Apparently the Vox wasn't working out too well, but yep.
Yeah, those are, that's pretty standard amplified mic, but like you said, yeah, you gotta, in order to get it to go into Vox, you gotta have that microphone keyed up all the time because it doesn't have the go-through deal like standard other microphones do.
Does that use a 9-volt battery?
10-4.
Yeah, it won't unkey there, so I just tried it out. Well, I'm glad it's working out halfway decent anyway.
So, John,
Yo,
I was looking through my log the other day, and on 160 meters, I got Alaska. I told you that, I believe, a couple days ago. I worked a couple stations in Alaska. Oh no, that was on 6.
Let's talk a little bit about growth.
Anyway, I still need Hawaii on 160 meters, and I noticed I needed Montana, and I thought I've worked them before, so I looked them up in the log, and sure enough, I had two Montana stations, and neither one of them had confirmed. So I looked them up in the QRZ, and I sent them a polite email and a little screenshot of LOTW, and said if you guys could be so kind as to confirming, I'd really appreciate it. And in about 10 hours, I got a response back from one of the guys in Montana, and he says, "Oh, I am so sorry." He says Grid Tracker was supposed to have automatically sent that to LOTW. He says, but obviously it didn't. He says, "I'm sorry, here you go. I got it uploaded for you." So anyway, yeah, it was a really nice QSL confirmation kind of interaction.
don't you love it when a plan comes together?
I do, absolutely. Yep. So now I just need Hawaii. CQ 160. CQ 160.
Good morning, guys. K0JUM.
Morning, Gary.
Hey,
Morning, Gary.
Good to hear you guys.
Are you hearing us all at once?
I'm hearing you individually one at a time.
Oh, that's good. Hey, you should have checked in earlier. You'd have heard us all at once.
Okay, guys, on the count of three, just for Gary. 1, 2, 3.
And I0K.
Yeah, KG0 Canberra. Sounds like a pileup.
See,
Good morning, Ralph.
Rare DX there, Gary. And good morning, Ralph.
Yeah, CQDX, CQDX.
I gotta get out of here. We'll catch you guys later. K0BLS.
Watch your back today, so you don't get hurt. NI0K.
I was about to say, was that a threat, John?
Well, that too.
Yeah, 73, K0BLS.
So I have been, the last few days, I've been live streaming our net here on YouTube, and it saves the video so you can go back and listen. On my YouTube channel.
Is that so that you can listen to what we say when you leave the room?
Possibly.
Or step across the hall, as it were?
I hear that, John. I pulled up your YouTube channel. It's about probably a good 15-second delay on it.
NI0K. Well, I think that delay depends upon the person that captures a stream, watches a stream, and then there's all kinds of variables as far as my upload and YouTube's workload and stuff like that.
Yeah, Roger. Well, gone for sure this time, 7-3.
Yeah, see you again.
Dan, are any of the dispatchers fidget spinner fans?
Oh man, it's we have a number of objects like that in the dispatch. We have a bunch of the sound buttons, probably about 10 different ones. Those are kind of fun when you're bored. Somebody had it was some type of gyro spinner, and it actually it strengthens your wrist and forearm and stuff, and it's kind of difficult to use. We used that sucker till it broke.
How about one of those things you see on late night TV that wiggles your ankles?
Yeah, I don't think I've seen that one yet, but yeah, I always thought it'd be fun to bring my bike into work and then hook it up to the trainer and just raise the desk so my handlebars are tucked underneath the front of it and burn a few thousand calories on a 12-hour shift.
Yeah, you'll be dispatching officers to a call and you'll be all out of breath. No, that's the dog. Hey, you know what I read the other day?
What's that?
Adam Steele tipped over.
Adam Steele?
No.
Who is that, John?
Oh, the publisher of the Northern Herald. And wasn't he some kind of a tax preparer or an accountant or something?
I believe he was.
And
Yeah, the
pull up the
Chevrolet
obituary
Chevette
here.
was full of garbage. Only had one little spot for the driver to sit in.
Yeah, and the window was open. His beard was halfway out the window, and smoke and ashes were flying out.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gene, are you still on?
He'll be back.
Yeah, boy, you know, got that information he was looking for, and then he bails on us here.
Hey, Stu?
Nope.
I've got 4 contacts confirmed with Hawaii on 160.
Oh, my goodness. Now I know why I can't get one. Actually, I don't do a really good job. I need to start. I was doing pretty good here last week, going down and listening on 160 in the evening, and working a few contacts and stuff. And I need to make that more of a habit, or else I never will get it done.
Get up in the middle of the night and try it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. That would be a good time to do it. You know that motivation thing we were talking about yesterday?
And lack thereof?
Roger that.
10-0 BCD. Good morning.
Morning, Bill.
Morning, Bill.
Morning, Bill.
Yeah, and one of my 160 Hawaii contacts is a silent key.
I worked Mariana Island yesterday over there by Guam, and yeah, that was a good snag yesterday.
That's right over there where they have that big hole in the bottom of the ocean.
The Mariana Trench, I think they call it. Something like that.
You are correct.
What is that, 8,000 feet deep or somewhere in there? Maybe more, I don't know. I forget. It's been a long time.
Been a long time since you've been down there?
Yeah, roger that. Yep.
FDE Bill.
Yes, sir.
Kilowatt 0 Sierra Foxtrot.
Okay.
Look at the lead page on his, or lead picture on his QRZ page, and the station that checked out earlier, K0 BLS, he'd never seen a mercury vapor rectifier.
All right, hang on a sec here. Let me get this going. What was the call sign again?
Kilowatt 0 Sierra Foxtrot.
Oh, yeah, look at those.
Now that's a boat anchor.
Collins 20V3, yeah.
And that cluster of 4 photos, the one on the bottom right makes it look like the legs of the desk are about to give out from the boat anchors.
Yeah, that table looks like it might be stressed just a little bit. Help!
FDE Bill, you got that email about the repeater here being linked to the one in Onalaska?
Well, yeah, I seen the email, and then I seen your bubble sheet or whatever, and I was kind of looking at it quick because I was at work when I got it, and so I didn't have a chance to really look at it close. But I didn't see where it was hooked to the. Was it hooked to the 9.7 or what's it hooked to?
Yeah, it's UHF one.
That was an email you sent me?
Yeah. Uh, 442 300.
Hey, John.
Yo.
I'm looking at the bubble again. I noticed it's also linked to Morris, Illinois. That's where my buddy Jonathan N9TJX is from.
Oh, but he's not there now.
He moved, I don't know, 15, 20 miles away or something. He's still in the area. He works at the Morris Hospital.
Oh yeah, okay. That's the I see. That's the UUM repeater. Yeah, he just put that on the air here not too long ago.
Do you know that guy?
Oh yeah, I know him.
NI0K. He's got a on his website or QRZ page or whatever. He talks about a different repeater. He doesn't have any information on this one.
Roger. N9FDE. Yeah, him and a couple other guys are kind of involved in those repeaters, and they had a different one, or it's probably still on the air, but they had another one on the air. It's been on the air for quite a long time, and he just put this one here together not long ago. So,
what's the coverage like, Bill?
For his repeater, it's not bad. I can get into it no problem.
Okay.
That repeater system is really busy.
I imagine with all that stuff hooked to it.
Well, I don't know. There are a lot of repeaters around here that are hooked to stuff that are silent 99% of the time.
Well, I understand that too.
Well, I sure like the change, John.
I was talking to a couple of guys the other day on this system, and one guy was talking about being the repeater guy in one group, and he linked it up to another system, and all he did was get yelled at. They didn't want any more traffic on there.
So how does this exactly? I don't know how this works. So if I went into UUM's repeater and just called, would it go through the system? Is there some kind of thing I have to do with a keypad to turn it on and off or something, or what?
They're all hot linked, so when you listen to UUM, whatever traffic is on there is on every repeater in this bubble chart, and so if the repeater's quiet and you start transmitting, it keys up all of those repeaters and plays your traffic. You don't do anything.
Okay. And which repeater are you getting into it on?
It would be Bemidji repeater 444 950. Which doesn't show up correctly on this bubble chart.
I was going to say, I don't see it on the bubble chart here.
John, are any of those simplex nodes or no?
I would say probably not. There are some radioless nodes in there.
Yeah, I was just trying to figure out that one from Morris there, that N9 or NXNS. It's not shown in repeater book.
Did you look up the call sign on QRZ?
Yeah, his call sign page is pretty vague.
So that looks like it's a simplex node.
Yeah, that's what I wondered. And I can shoot him an email or whatever, but I was kind of curious what he's running for an antenna, like how high up that sucker is, or if it's just, my yard and the neighbor's yard type of thing. He's got quite a few lookups, though. So in Phillips, Wisconsin, what is a radioless node?
Hard to say. Sometimes people will put up a radioless node as just a hub that they link other stuff to. It could be just playing out a speaker, kind of like a Raspberry Pi or something with a speaker and a mic on it.
Okay. Now, is this a little bit like the Minnesota Armor system, where one bad router is going to take the whole system offline?
Ooh, you think Motorola's ever going to fess up about that?
I don't know. John, when's your next vacation planned?
Not on the docket yet.
Well, it's we're about to turn into the new year here. We're going to start planning some Hamfest trips here.
Bertha.
I was thinking on Alaska I could leave my wallet on the bike again.
I actually have been giving some thinking time to Hamvention and see if we could get a crowd together to go from this area and I don't know, rent a VRBO or Airbnb or I don't know, just something to get a good crowd together.
That would be good. It's always better, the more the merrier. So, are you thinking of taking a few vehicles then, or trying to rent a van, or what's your thoughts, sir?
I was thinking of renting a van.
Yeah, Yeah, that could be fun.
The more people in the vehicle, the more fun you have.
Yeah, I'm going to be bringing like 300 hours of vacation time over, so this next year here. So I think I need to get a little bit better at using that and taking time off.
Well, that sounds like fun. We should check into it and see what we can figure out.
Bill, do you have the name of that motel that Dwayne made reservations at? We should stay there.
There you go. There's an idea. You're just an idea guy, John. Not always good ideas, but full of ideas.
Oh, he just babbled. Well, sounds like we're going to get some snow this afternoon, huh?
I'm sorry, you guys doubled. Rolf, what'd you say?
Well, I did give you a report. The first time I've ever gone to a ham fest, and we got to the gate at 7 o'clock. And this is Mesa, the Superstition. And the guy says to us, "We're sold out." Have you ever heard of a ham fest being sold out?
Some ham clubs, yeah. NIs are okay.
Ralph, I have a suggestion for you.
Yeah, I'm listening.
Well, I'm guessing they weren't really sold out. I bet they had what we call community standards, and they saw who was coming in, and they just told you they were sold out. Hi. AB's here, Ari.
Yeah. It's just, we'll take those other two guys in the car, the blind guy and the guy that can't walk, but leave Rolf behind.
What about the guy that peed his pants?
Hey, that depends. The long and the short of it, we got in because of some friends from over here in Sun City West. But we walked around. They must have had 100 spaces in there that weren't occupied. So Dan, maybe you're right.
Yeah, it could be. Hey, John, I've given a lot of thought to that article you sent me.
I thought that might be of some interest, particularly there was a guy that did a lot of research on segmented sleep. I thought that might be of interest too.
Yeah, I know. It's what I've kind of started to do on some of the transition days is I'll do 2 sleeps. I'll do 3.5, 4 hours now and 3.5, 4 hours later, and that seems to work out pretty good. If you're really tired, you need to get some sleep, but you don't want to sleep 8 hours because then you'll wake up at 3 in the morning. That's a good workaround. But man, somebody needs to write a book, "Sleeping for Dummies" for shift workers.
It's probably already been done.
Yeah, probably.
Speaking of books, has anybody here read one of the books that talks about the relationship between FDR and Winston Churchill?
Nope.
Don't tell me they were gay lovers.
No, that was the guy at the FBI.
Yeah, he kind of had taste and passion.
Stu, help me out here. We need to change the subject.
No, not me. I'm just about ready to head off for church, so I'm wrapping it up here.
Well, what time is church?
We need to be there by 8:30 to usher.
Oh, yeah. You have that rock band there.
They show up at some point also, yes.
Now, is this the traditional service or the modern service?
We're doing the traditional today.
Stu, what church do you go to?
Calvary Lutheran there out on 71 south of town.
Okay.
Calvary or cavalry?
I believe I pronounced it correctly.
Yeah. Calvin was involved. Isn't that right, Ralph?
Not with that church.
Lutherans and wingmen. So who's the pastor there now?
Today, tonight, and tomorrow, total accumulation of, let's see, 1 to 3 plus less than 1 plus 1. So that means I have no idea.
So how much?
Today, 1 to 3. Tonight, less than an inch. And tomorrow, about an inch.
Okay, so maximum 5 inches over the next 24 hours.
Dan was always that kid in the class. Me, I know the answer.
Yeah. Do I get extra credit?
Dan, in your early morning hour boredom, did you research what's different about the Wyze OG camera?
I didn't. I completely forgot that. I talked to Gary on the way home from work. That was a pleasant surprise. But yeah, they had the company Christmas party last night. I missed that, but we had the sergeant deliver us prime rib from the Eagles. So I actually had a pretty good lunch. That was kind of nice. Then I was kind of in that meat coma afterwards.
Oh, yeah. The best is when you go to a Thanksgiving buffet and you have prime rib and turkey.
Yeah, they actually had some pretty good buffets at Green Mill in town on Mother's Day, and I forget what the other one is, maybe Thanksgiving, but and I think Easter, yeah, and then you get you can have breakfast items or prime rib or the ham or whatever. It's good. America.
You see, the Hampton Inn isn't any longer?
Yeah, South Shore Hotel now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we had somebody this morning calling a field on fire by Bemidji Baptist Church on County Road 50, that little stretch, and sent everybody out and lights and sirens, and it turns out it was a bonfire.
I made the mistake of calling 911 one time on one of those, so yeah, I was pretty stupid.
Well, yeah, it's kind of that, or the other alternative is I'm sure it's nothing, and then you found out it was a house fire and 3 people burnt to death.
N-I-0-K. Why did I say that? I have no idea. My computer bongs every once in a while. I haven't figured out why.
It's the drugs, John.
Wisecam OG sold out.
Yeah, imagine that.
I'm wondering if it has something to do with the base, because it's got that ball head thing rather than the parallelogram base. N-I-0-K.
Yeah, I did notice that was a little different. AB0, are you?
And 9FDE.
N0 BCD.
Hey, Bill, FDE.
Yeah, sir.
Yeah, how many miles did you get on the bike this past summer?
Not as many as I would have liked to, but, I got out there quite a few times. We went on a few good rides with some of the, big groups and stuff and everything like that. But, yeah, we had fun.
Yeah, we need to do a ham bike ride or something one of these years. Get everybody together and maybe a good excuse to go to Hamfest or something and not be able to take anything home because we're on the motorcycles.
Yeah, I hear you. No, that'd be fun. See, I find the problem though is those damn four-wheeler side-by-sides and all that stuff is kind of taking up everybody's time nowadays. All the guys that used to go riding with quite often, and they all got those side-by-side things now, so they're all going out trail riding instead of riding their Harley.
See, Harley's missing a big market there. They need to have a side-by-side.
There or alternate means that kind of get in the way.
Yeah, and I agree, John, too.
Imagine that, a Screaming Eagle side-by-side.
There you go. They sell like hotcakes.
All the old farts that can't ride a motorcycle anymore would buy one.
Yeah, those guys that got to ride those three-wheelers.
Yeah, I know a guy like that.
Yeah, I figured you did. I don't think Dan is that old.
You guys ever listen to the North Star TraderNet 3908?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of a fun net.
I like how the net control will give you a longer speech about what's for sale than the original poster.
Yeah. Original poster's like, yeah, I got this, Kenwood TS590, $900. And then the net control's like, oh yeah, we got this Kenwood TS590SG, here's the specs on it, you can do this and that with it, and integrates well with this, and I had one of those, and it was a great radio, and if you want to get that, call this person at this number.
So what time do they get going?
Think about now.
8:30, 3908, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a good group. Like say, you got an HF antenna that's too big and unwieldy to ship somewhere. You get semi-local people there, which is kind of nice.
BCD bill.
Yeah.
Do you know of any broadcast gear for like a 5-second, 7-second audio delay?
Not really, no. I don't off the top of my head. What do you need that for?
I have a friend that is asking for one for a project.
You'd think you could do something like that with a Raspberry Pi.
Yeah, certainly you could, but he's looking for something dedicated and very reliable.
Okay.
Dan, what's the difference between sleep segments and naps?
I think Dan is in a sleep segment right now.
BCD Bill, the club's computer arrived yesterday.
All right. So, do you have all the software pieces that you can throw at it?
I do, but right now I want to make sure that it's acclimated to room temperature before I open the box.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
So I brought it in yesterday afternoon, and it's probably going to be at least tomorrow before I dare open it.
I would think it would be good now.
The priorities.
I understand.
N-I-0-K.
N9FDE.
N0BCD.
AB08.
You're back, Dan.
Yeah, I stepped out. Yeah, get a beverage and a piece of cake for breakfast.
Chocolate cake? Chocolate cake?
No, vanilla cake.
It's foggy outside here.
Well, those are just low clouds.
That's true. My Boost energy drink didn't do it for me, so I had to have a couple pieces of toast and jelly.
Yelly.
Jelly, yep.
So I was going to have a half a piece of toast yesterday, and I set the toaster for the right setting for toast with that bread, and I cut a slice in half. I put it in the right slot and pushed the lever down, and it came back a little while later, and the toast was burnt, and when it popped up, it threw the piece of toast out of the toaster onto the counter.
Sounds like something you'd see in a cartoon.
John, it's all about thermal mass.
Good morning, VE4VZ NI0K.
Ja, NI0K, VE4 Victor Zulu. Name is Rolf, Romeo Oscar Lima Foxtrot, downtown Winnipeg. I was wondering if you guys got any snow down there yet. We're having a heavy snow warning, and it looks like it's coming heavy from the west. Are you guys getting anything down there?
There is no snow right now, Rolf. My name is John. We do have about 4 inches on the ground, and they're predicting rain earlier in the day and turning to snow.
Roger, John. The snow is mostly gone here in Winnipeg. We had temperatures up to let's see, Fahrenheit up in the high, in the low 40s, about 5-6 degrees centigrade yesterday, and we only had about 4 or 5 centimeters, so we had around an inch and a half, 2 inches of snow to start out with. It's all disappeared more or less. Okay, thanks, John. Thanks for the report. You guys have a good morning. Keep up the good shot. Before we go to Winnipeg, send me trees.
Okay, thanks for stopping in, Rolf. That makes 2 Rolfs today. So, thanks for stopping by.
I never thought we'd have 2 Rolfs on frequency.
Dan, are you going to do any tower work this winter?
Not planning on it. That dumb light-up LED star that I put up, I don't know, like 3 years ago is still going strong, so haven't really had a reason to go up. I should probably, at some point, go up and just make sure everything's looking okay, nothing's rubbing or, cracked or whatever, but, yeah, we're pretty happy with how things are.
And when I stopped by last Wednesday, it was real windy, and I could see things moving around, and yeah, I didn't want to hang around in case something fell.
Out from the tower?
Yeah.
Yeah, when it is real windy, it does jiggle a little bit side to side. Yeah, you get up there.
I was wondering when you're going to put that 2-meter commander back up on top.
Yeah, I'd actually kind of like to do that. I think that would be a good thing to do. I don't know. It seems like I get on 2 meters 440 so little. It's hard to get overly zealous about doing projects with antennas on those bands.
I got an NI0K 2-meter 440 station. May work.
I suppose, Gary, you've got the 440 repeater turned down because it talks too much.
Well, I usually leave that turned down anyway, but I noticed the light was beeping there, a little flashing on the receive, or the busy. Yeah, there's a busy light, and I turned it up, and boy, they were talking.
Yeah, that's Wisconsin and Northern Illinois, and those guys are on there yakking all the time, and it's not people driving down the highway complaining about the bug in the windshield. It's some interesting conversations.
Yeah, that's what I heard, and I suppose you linked that through the internet cable?
Yes.
Interesting.
That internet linking software is based upon IP telephony. It's the program is called Asterisk, like the star, and it's extremely reliable program. And somebody wrote a little add-on to connect two-way radios to it, and boy, does it work good, and the sound quality is good.
You know, that's what I was noticing. A lot of that stuff, repeaters, different nodes that come in different, and this seems to be real uniform.
Yeah, that's because the group is technically savvy and paying attention to audio levels.
That's the way to do it. Yeah, I don't get on the VHF, UHF all that much.
Gary, I think I forgot your top secret frequency there with Stanley.
NI0K.
KG0CE.
Zero.
The super secret simplex frequency?
Yeah, I thought I had it plugged in one of the radios here. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it was always enjoyable listening to you guys talk there.
Yeah, during deer camp and stuff. Yeah, or hunting season. We have a good time.
Yeah, except that one time he was talking about burning his cabin down. I was a little concerned.
He was thinking about collecting the insurance.
Yeah. Oh, we got witnesses we have to kill now.
Yeah. Yeah, he had that break-in in his garage, and they cleaned his garage right out.
So at his cabin west of town here, ways?
Yeah, west of Elida. Elida is south of Shevlin there.
Okay.
Between Shevlin and the Itasca Park.
Yeah, probably some meth tweakers.
Yeah, and he's just a few miles west of Elida by Rice Lake and Minerva Lake, and it's right on the road there. But they got in and kicked the door in, and they couldn't kick the door as they broke a window and crawled through a window, and if I remember right, I'll have to ask Stanley again for sure, but they got into the garage, and he had an alarm system in his house, and they got into the back door of the house, and the alarm system went off, and I don't know if they fled the whole scene or what, but they started with the garage anyway and stole a four-wheeler and anything that wasn't tied down. They cleaned it bare to the bare walls about.
Yeah, what's the age difference with you and Stanley?
He's about 2.5 years younger than me.
Okay.
Did I send you that email?
Which email?
One with me and Stanley in the picture at deer camp this year?
If you did, I forgot it. So either that or you didn't send it.
I'll have to see if I still got it. I'll send it to you.
And what did Stanley do for a career?
He was a printer.
A printer, huh?
Yeah, he started out right from high school working in a printing shop, and I don't know, I think he worked in the same place his whole life.
That's quite something.
But he retired as soon as he turned of age to get Medicare.
So I got a question.
Yeah.
These guys that are seasonal workers, like doing road construction and stuff where they can't work in the winter, they all get unemployment all winter long, and so how does that work? I know the employer has to pay part of that, but how much?
Yeah, I don't know, but the common joke was they ice fish all winter and work on roads in the summer.
That just seems kind of like sucking on the government, you know what.
No, we don't know, John.
Dan, I got 64 sections in the 160 contest.
Nice.
It was, I wasn't really trying, and most of it was search and pounce, but occasionally I did do one pretty good run, and occasionally somebody would call me with a new section, and that was always good.
Yeah, I did, well, slightly close to second place. I'm about 64 sections behind you there.
Yeah.
I sent you an email, Dan.
All right.
Gary.
Deer.
Yeah. So a new food and beverage place opened up in the mall, and they have all kinds of strange beverage concoctions that you can get.
Is it in one of those kiosks in the middle?
No, it's in the old Dairy Queen spot.
And they sell, what kind of food do they sell?
Burgers.
Oh, nice.
Gary, what's in the pot?
That's a beef stew with dumplings.
Oh.
The guy that took the picture, he comes from Texas just to be the camp cook.
I am so hungry right now.
And you see next to Stanley there in his plaid shirt? You see that vase, it looks like?
Yeah, that's quite thought-provoking too. What is that?
Well, it's a wine decanter.
Yeah, okay. And what's Stanley drinking there?
He's drinking a fine Merlot.
He needs to, like, put his pinky out, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that looks fun.
That's life in deer camp. They drink fine Merlot and eat home-cooked meals.
Yeah, it looks like Stanley has his slippers on. You got your slides on. Life is good.
Yep.
Nobody's smoking a pipe.
And Denny brought up a hot sauce from Texas, and he must have bought it at some Trump store because it's Trump hot sauce.
I wonder if Donald Trump gets a percentage for the use of his name or likeness.
Well, I think he does because that goes into the campaign fund.
Yeah, that's pretty nuts how much money they spent. I think Kamala spent, what was it, $1 billion or $1.5 billion in 100 days. That's amazing.
Well, and then she's still like $20 million in debt.
Whoops.
Yeah, and Trump was saying that they didn't spend anywhere near that in his campaign.
He didn't have to. He had a lot of fans out there giving publicity.
I think so.
Yeah, he kind of capitalized on a lot of stuff there with the McDonald's thing, and then the garbage truck thing. I, you know, from a marketing standpoint, he did pretty good.
Then he had the good fortune to get himself shot in the ear, and that got him a lot of airtime.
So was that good fortune, or was that planned by one side or the other?
I think it was just spur of the moment. I think that guy was just a whack job.
NI0K.
KG0 Charlie Echo.
PB0
FDE.
That picture of Trump standing up and shaking his fist there. I mean that cinched the election for him, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right there, Gary. Yeah, when he's told the Secret Service, you know, stop, and then pumped his fist and fight, it was quite the photo op.
Showman.
Who was Camilla's running mate? I can't even remember.
Walls.
Oh, yeah.
Blech.
Is Mr. Walls there? Is Mrs. Walls there?
I didn't remember who her running mate was.
Are any of the walls there? No. Well, then what holds your house up?
Oh, my.
You never did that with random phone calls? FDE Bill, he did.
We're at Gander Mountain. Someone called in with wanted to talk to someone. They had him paged. But when you said his name right, it was obscene.
FDE Bill, did you do any of that kind of pranking when you were younger?
Any what kind of what?
Oh, when you call some random phone number and ask them if any of the walls are there?
Oh, crank phone calls? No, I didn't do that.
You call the drugstore and ask them if they have Prince Albert in a can? Four people went through the ice on our lake the other day.
On Clearwater Lake?
Yeah.
How come they did that?
I think it's something involving stupidity, but not sure. Back in a couple.
Well, when I was a kid, I walked across the Red Lake River when it was thawing out, and that was a dumb thing to do. Me and my other brother, Stanley.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna clear out here, guys. We'll catch you next time. I'm gonna go make some breakfast for me and the missus. 73 AB0RE.
7-3, Dan.
See you, Dan.
Well, I think I'm going to check out, go listen to TraderNet. Have a good day, boys. NI0K.